Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
Today we're going to be doing the Cincinnati Bengals 2021 NFL draft grades. Mike, we've already got a few teams out of the way. We've been going right down the line. So for some high grades, some low grades. Mike, Cincinnati, man, Zach Taylor, this unknown coach that nobody really knows of. Let's hop right into it. He goes right away, right? Last year they took Joe Burrow, right? They also went with a guy named T. Higgins, who I was also a big fan of. And now this year they go and they say, hey, let's get Joe Burrow, his buddy old pal Jamar Chase. What do you think about the pick?
I like the pick. I like the pick a lot, considering what they did in the in the second with their next pick, which we'll get into in a little while. But I think pairing Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow is phenomenal, being that I believe I read a statistic somewhere. I believe this is correct. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. In college, Joe Burrow was the only quarterback to ever throw a pass to Jamar Chase. I'm pretty sure that's a fact. And we all know from watching Jamar Chase play in college that he will come to the NFL and immediately be a number one receiver. He'll be a number one receiver on the Cincinnati Bengals. Pair him with T. Higgins, which is phenomenal, and a healthy Joe Mixon. I absolutely love what they're doing offensively. The only thing is they could have took Penny Sewell with this pick, but Joe Burrow probably went to his coach and went to his higher-ups in the organization and said, give me my guy Jamar Chase, and I have absolutely no problem with that.
No, and I 100% agree with you. I'm going to give it a draft grade that I'm going to give it because, in my opinion, I think they should have went offensive tackle. But as I said in my mock draft, when we did our mock drafts, my final mock draft also had them taking Jamar Chase here, right? I think Joe Burrow was knocking on the door saying, hey, Zach, answer the damn door. Zach, I want Jamar Chase. Why? You saw what they did. They were pretty dang special over there in LSU. Now, should the coach always listen to the player? Should the GM always listen to the player? Well, I'll go back. I mean, Pat Mahomes said draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You and me really weren't too big fans of him. Great fit, right? Going there in Kansas City. I still don't like the player. So sometimes I think maybe they should just let the coach and GM do their job. This time, it could be another instance of it, but I'm not a huge critic of Jamar Chase. He is not my favorite receiver. I'll be honest with you. You know that before my draft. This guy's done it one crazy year. Okay, on film, what I saw, he was pretty good. I think he has a great release off the snap. He uses his body to get in front of the cornerback, right? And to make his way back to the ball. He positions himself really well to high point the football. He has great speed and is willing to go up and catch the football over people. The issue is that I don't think he's the greatest route runner, and he doesn't make a lot of people miss an open space. So here's the thing. Go ahead.
I don't think there's a thing that Jamar Chase can't do successfully in the NFL, especially with some coaching, some more experience. I think he's the closest to a sure thing wide receiver in this draft.
And it's very well. Look, his body type is perfect, right? Any other year when I look at a guy like this without watching film, I would say this is a perfect mold.
That's the
I'm
thing.
pretty sure
His body type is the thing I don't think is perfect because his style of play, he'd like to be a couple inches taller.
Well, because but you think about it, Mike, people like over time we have seen. Go ahead.
I don't think it'll stop him whatsoever because honestly, he played a lot. He jumped a lot of 50-50 balls in college. He goes up and gets them, like you were saying. So he probably like to be a little bigger, but you're right. His positioning is so good. Reminds me a little bit of Antonio Brown with like how he gets positioning to the football. Antonio Brown is a lot better route runner than him, but they do similar getting positions to the ball, coming back for the ball.
Absolutely. And again, I'm going to go right off this again. To me, Jamar Chase, the thing that's special about him is his position. Like you said, the thing is that I didn't see him really use his hands a lot. You watch people like Rashad Bateman. You watch people like Tylan Wallace, even Devontae Smith, who I was a bigger fan of. Those guys, they actually go through contact to catch balls. Now, again, it is a trait to have good positioning, and that's something Jamar Chase has. The ball's thrown over here. He's going to put his body in the way so he has his hands up here so the defender can't get to it. That's a skill by itself. But once you get to the NFL, it's going to get a little bit tougher. Again, I'm a fan of the pick. He was my 4th ranked wide receiver coming out of the draft. No hate on Cincinnati. but I got it as a B minus. It was a B minus in my opinion, this first pick. I feel like just like the Justin Jeffersons, just like the I'm trying to think of the I like Denzel Mims, all these guys that I like. I feel like there's better guys. Jamar Chase, in my opinion, was a little bit of fool's gold. But if there's any spot for him to go to that's gonna make him shine, is with his former quarterback Joe Burrow from LSU. Hook him up in Cincinnati. I like the pick. B minus. I think they could have went with Penny Sewell though. Go ahead, one more time.
I think he'd shine anywhere. I know you keep saying that. You said that with the Trey Lance thing too.
I agree.
I think this guy could step on the field. If he has somebody that can get him the football, he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think there's better. Go ahead. Like an example real fast, Thielen Wallace, a guy I love. Rashad Bateman, a guy I love. Both go to Baltimore.
I like Bateman too. I have Bateman ranked high, but Bateman's hands were kind of questionable. He dropped a good amount of passes.
But here's my thing about what I'm trying. My point is that when you look
that.
at those two, I like those two both better than Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
and call me nuts. But here's what I'm trying to say. They went to a quarterback now with Lamar Jackson. I think they were better prospects going to Lamar Jackson versus Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase should have a better career now. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that he was a better prospect, but going to a guy that he's used to, going to a guy who can actually throw the football, unlike Lamar Jackson, I think that Jamar Chase's career trajectory has definitely shot up. Let's go to the next pick before we have more debates about this later on. And Cincinnati fans, we want you to stick around for those. The next guy, Jackson Carman, drafted as an offensive tackle, probably going to play guard. What's your opinion on him?
That was a little weird to me that the Bengals website has him listed as a guard. Me and Nick both just saw that. A little weird, but I liked Jackson Carman. I think I had him ranked 8 out of my top 10 tackles in this draft. I think he's a very athletic guy playing in that Clemson system. He looked like a good athlete. He's got a good size. Moves pretty good. He's got good power to him. He's got some weaknesses, though. His technique is not always there, which I have written down right here under my scouting analysis. Sometimes his technique, I just said that, technique. He gets knocked off balance when a speedy guy comes after him. But, Nick, the Bengals need linemen. They need a lot of linemen, and I think Jackson Carman can come in and immediately make an offense that struggles to block better right off the bat because he's better than anybody they have. So, I mean, he may have a hard time and struggle a little bit in the beginning, but it's to the point where the Bengals need him. Like, he's going to have some growing pains. But I think he's going to end up being okay because he's going to learn tough. He's going to get experience right away. And I think that's what you need in this league to be tough.
Yeah. And look, that's the thing about Jackson Carman.
I didn't say that. I do like the pick because it's just such a position in need.
Yeah. And they need so many offensive linemen. I mean, they drafted people like Billy Price over the years, never panned out. They drafted a lot of guys that never panned out. Here's the thing about Jackson Carman. When I watched his film, the only thing I got written down is that he played left tackle in college. That's the only thing I saw when I watched this film. If they played right tackle, right guard, left guard, I would write it all down. The only thing I got him listed at the left tackle. According to the offensive tackles, I had him ranked 6th as an offensive tackle. Okay, and under my notes as an offensive tackle, I have written down if he gets his hands on his defender, they're not going to move. He is a brick wall. The issue is his agility for finesse blockers. This kid's a tough guy with a nasty streak. He loves the game and will run people over. Use him in the screen game as well. The thing is that now if you put him as a guard, it's going to be really interesting. How do you use him in the screen game? You can get out there on some screens, right? A halfback slip screen. The guy would go, boom, run people over. The issue with him is that now in that guard, I'm wondering if they're going to use him to pull him to get him to the outside because he's really good when you get him out there against a cornerback, right? He's pretty good with that. Big guy, powerful guy as far as what I got here. I graded it as a B+ as a left tackle. I don't know what to say if they move him to guard. I know nothing about him as a guard. Might fail as a guard. But as a pure left tackle, what I scouted him as, and as a 6th ranked tackle, and therefore I gave it a B+. Next guy, Joseph Osai. What do you think about him?
All right. Joseph Osai I had ranked as my 7th edge rusher coming out of this draft. I do like this pick, though, because when I watched him on tape, he's a very strong physical player, which you always like to have in a player. Strong, physical, plays with a hard motor, doesn't show any quit. That's very important, especially coming into the NFL. And another thing I noticed from watching film on this guy, I don't know if you noticed this, Nick, but when he tackles and sacks the quarterback, he throws them to the ground tremendously hard. And I could see him getting flagged in the NFL for this because you know how the NFL is getting with the quarterbacks and protecting the quarterbacks and landing on them too hard, you're going to get flagged. He did that a lot in college. He's very, very brutal, a brutal tackler, which is good and bad. You could get somebody hurt, like I always say with Jonathan Abram, but I'd rather have somebody be overly aggressive than not aggressive at all. And a couple weaknesses I noticed with him. Again, I keep saying this. He doesn't look like, I said this about a few players. He doesn't look like the most athletic guy I've ever seen at the position, which doesn't matter if you're good at certain things that you can make up for the lack of great athleticism. And I noticed also he plays a little stiff. But overall, I don't mind the pick. I think it's a position in need. They need guys that can get to the quarterback on this defense, and I like the pick.
Yeah, all right. So in this one, we definitely have a few discrepancies, and sometimes this happens, right? So people like me and Mike are gonna flop here a little bit again, just like the whole the first one that we talked about with Jamar Chase. Joseph Osai was my third ranked edge rusher coming out of the draft here, and one thing I saw about him is he's very versatile. I saw him line up on the edge, inside linebacker, outside linebacker, all over the place. I said he didn't do it all: sacks, tackles for losses, interceptions, everything. And I said, shall I keep going? I have written down in my notes because I saw everything from this guy. I said he's a finesse rusher who has flexible hips so he can bend around the edge to get after the quarterback. You said that he's not. So you said he's not. What was it called again? You said he looked a little stiff. See, I saw the opposite. I saw that he seemed very flexible to me, using some moves, really flexibility, going around the edge. I saw a great bend. Yeah, going around the outside. I say he's also great against the run, and I said best all-around player I've seen to this point. Look, I had him ranked above people along the lines of Kwity Paye, Gregory Rousseau, Quincy Roche. Let me see who else. Rashad Weaver. I mean, I didn't keep going. Peyton Turner. The only two guys I had listed above him was Ronnie Perkins and Jalen Phillips, who I had ranked the two higher guys as an edge rusher. But the thing that I think is amazing about Joseph Osai, you didn't use him as an edge rusher, interior linebacker, or an outside linebacker, and he is good all over the place. I grade this one an A. Do you have anything else to say about him?
No, I think he'll play primarily defensive end because I don't think he's good enough to play the other positions in the NFL, and that's what I said earlier before. I don't know if he ran a 40. Did he run a 40?
Let me check my Excel sheet. Time out. Let me see. I got it pulled up here somewhere. Let me see. According to my sheet here, they
say he ran a 4.4 at his pro day, which pro days are a little all over the place.
Joseph Osai.
6'3".
I saw 4.63. Yeah.
So exactly. That's what I mean. Like, not going to be the fastest guy. I don't think he had a very great vertical. So that's going back to me saying the lack of athleticism. But I think he's a good player. But I'm telling you, you see versatility in college versus versatility in the NFL. I think we'll mostly see him just on the edge.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you look at the edge rushers in this draft class,
and then once you get to the NFL with better guys where he won't get away with being flexible, like you said before, when you have a better offensive lineman blocking you. So you'll see a difference, I think, as soon as he gets in the NFL.
Yeah, and here's just to put him up against the other people real fast. You look at someone like Joseph Osai, runs a 4.63. He's not like a Devin Bush or a Devin White, right? Those guys. There wasn't many of them this year, right? Jason Owe ran a 4.37.
Because I say he's not the greatest. I mean, I'm talking about guys like Devin White, athletic freaks. Isaiah Simmons was an athletic freak. He didn't look great his rookie year. So I'm not saying Joseph Osai is not going to be good. I like the pick. I just think I just brought up my weaknesses because everybody.
I see that, and again, like you just said, he's not a Devin Bush. He's not, but compared to other people in this draft, edge rushers and linebackers, I see maybe two guys. I would probably say there's about four guys that had a better 40 time than he did. Again, not great, but compared to this draft, one of the better 40s. Again, he was my third ranked edge rusher. Do you have anything on Cam Sample?
No, did not scout.
Me either. Okay, how about Tyler Shelton?
Let me see. No, I did scout Shelvin. He's from LSU, I believe.
LSU, yeah, he's a big guy.
Yes, he is. Okay, this is literally what I have written down for Tyler Shelvin, run stopper. That's what I have written down for him. I believe he's a great run defender. I don't think he's going to get after the quarterback well. I just believe he's going to be a big, strong piece in the center that's going to eat up blocks. That's literally what I have written down for him.
The funny part is I got something very similar. Look, I had him ranked a lot lower than I did at the end. I had him ranked pretty.
Yeah, let me tell you where I had him ranked. Hold on, I just had it up. I didn't tell the people where I had him ranked. Tyler Tyler Shelvin, I had him ranked as my 5th defensive tackle.
And again, you can see for the people that are watching this now, you guys can go back, look at Mike is on our Instagram page, topnotch_YT. Topnotch sports _YT on Instagram. Or you can go, if you want to watch my stuff, it's all on YouTube. You can find it right on Top Notch Sports. My scouting videos. Look, one thing I want to point out here is I want to just make sure this is correct. I had Tyler Shelvin, if I'm not mistaken, ranked a lot lower, maybe. No, I didn't. He was always my 9th ranked guy. He's my 9th ranked defensive tackle. Again, they got him in what, the 4th round? Is this 4th, 5th round?
Yeah, no, that's not a bad pick.
Not a bad pick at all. Here's what I got written down. Same thing as you do, kind of. I said there was limited film, but does a really good job making interior pressure. He has great push and you take up 2 blockers, right? Remember, like you said, eating up blockers. That's what he does. And I literally said he reminds me of a Vita Vea. Now, that does not mean I'm saying he's the next Vita Vea.
No, but that is kind of how he plays. Like,
he eats up the blocks.
He's not going to wow you on the stat sheet whatsoever. He's not going to get sacks.
And literally, I wrote down, reminds me of Vita Vea in the sense of taking on double teams, but he is not a pass rusher. Did not see him much in the run game either, but he does take up holes and he can fill them in. Again, large guy. No, he kind of reminds me of, again, Raiders fan, I'm going to say it, Jonathan Hankins. Big, fat guy, clogging a hole, maybe clog 2 holes because he's so large. Maybe take on 2 blockers. If you can take on 2 blockers, you're doing your job. I think Tyler Shelvin can be a really good interior pressure, make a push in the center. We'll see what happens. Another LSU guy, really getting a lot of LSU players over here in Cincinnati trying to rebuild that team.
Listen, I love these prospects coming from LSU. There's a lot of them, even in this past draft, I liked a lot. So
yeah, I like LSU guys too. And I graded that one a B. It was my 9th ranked defensive tackle. I ranked this one a B. All right, how about Deontay Smith? You have him ranked?
No.
Evan McPherson?
Yes. Evan McPherson, the kicker from Florida, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. This one, I did scout kickers. I scouted kickers last year. Also, I had Rodrigo Blankenship as my best kicker last year. And Evan McPherson was my best kicker this year. He ranked number 1 for me. I think he'll be solid. Who's their kicker right now?
Bullock, it was. Remember he pulled his hammy?
He's no longer there.
I'm not too sure.
Evan McPherson had a very, very, very impressive college stat line. He went 51 for 60 in his career for field goals, which is phenomenal. And he went 149 for 150 in PATs. So he was my number 1 kicker in this draft. I'm excited to see what he can do. Actually, I think he's going to be a good kicker here.
Yeah, I think it was what's his face, right? I think it was.
Yeah, no. If McPherson gets the chance,
he's starting now.
Yeah, he'll be good. He's going to be good. That's actually a very good pick. People are probably saying it's too early for a kicker. Not for McPherson. He's the best kicker in this draft.
And again, if you need a clutch kick, right, that can win you or lose you a game. Trey Hill, have him scouted?
No.
All right, Chris Evans.
I have Chris Evans scouted.
Me too. Michigan. What do you think?
Chris Evans, I was debating. He just fell out of my top 10. He was like borderline, like 9, 10, 11. He was right in that area, but I decided to leave him out of it. I believe he's a good size. I have him here as 5'11", 211 pounds. That's a good frame for a running back in the NFL. I said he was a natural athlete, moves smoothly. I said he had good hands and could catch the football very well. But the negatives I had for him was when he is touched in the feet, he seems to go down. That's what I noticed from the tape and the film I watched. When his feet get wrapped, like a guy like Derrick Henry can get grabbed in the ankle and he's going to drag him. Chris Evans did not seem like that guy to me on the tape and game footage that I watched. So that's the one negative on him. But this late in the draft, you have an injury-prone Joe Mixon. I don't mind just adding an athlete, a guy that can do a little bit of everything to my team. So I personally like this pick too.
Yeah, he moved down a little bit on my board, and it's not because of his skill. It was that I don't usually let that. I usually stick to film, but I could not go. There was such little film, like there was bits and pieces I could say. I'm like, why is it so hard to find a lot about this guy? Limited touches, and they said off-field issues. I'm pretty sure this is a guy that had something with he went on academic suspension, and it wasn't because he got suspended, but it wasn't because of academics or something like that. And I was trying to figure out why, but I just couldn't. So he did fall from 8 to 10 for me right before the draft process was over. And before the draft even happened, I said, this kid is special, but there's something wrong. Off-field issues, maybe. Great agility, great juking, fast and can catch. Just had limited carries and limited years played. I believe due to suspension, he's a great runner in open space going east and west, not a bruiser, but great elusiveness, can do a little bit of everything. I gave it a B as a grade. I think this guy, like Mike said, he's really a natural athlete. I think he can be special. It's just the off-field concerns. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was academic. It had to be something else. And I have no idea. Maybe people can figure out, but
I saw some of him. He runs routes well too from the backfield. He runs crisp routes as a receiver.
yep.
So I mean, I think the guy can do something, but who knows if he's even going to get an opportunity. He's got to stay out of trouble.
Absolutely. And again, look, when you're taking a 6th round pick and you get one of my top 10 running backs, my 8th guy or 10th guy this time, that's pretty good. That's why I give a B grade for Cincinnati. And I truly think he will get touches in Cincinnati this year if he can stay, on the field. Last but not least, I don't know this guy is Wyatt Huber.
No, don't know.
All right, so that's all. All right, Mike, the annual grade. Now listen, so far me and Mike it's almost been like copy and paste. I always give Mike the first one. We both have our grades written down. I swear it's not a gimmick. But Mike, what is your draft grade for the Cincinnati Bengals?
I'm excited for this Bengals draft. I'll just throw that out there right now. I'm very excited to see how this team looks this year. This is a team that I think can truly improve drastically. If you want to bet on a team to win games this season, the Bengals could be a dark horse to have a good amount of wins, especially considering I don't think the Steelers are going to be great. So looking at this draft, I'm going to go with a B+ for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, Mike, I swear to God, Mike, I swear to God, I got written down B+ as well. And I for every reason Mike just said, I'm excited. Look, literally, mine's an analytically based engine here. We don't grade people. I don't scout. Okay. If you literally take B- plus a B+ plus an A plus a B plus a B, and you add them up and equals a B+. Mine's a B+.
An A- out of me. I'm not going to lie to you. They almost got an A- out of me.
Yeah, they were at an 8.6, which would have been, that's between a B and a B+ for me. So, and I gave them the B+ because I feel like so far, out of all the teams that we did, they're tied with the Jaguars. And I had the Jaguars ranked a little bit higher, just because I feel like, again, looking back at it right now, you had Jamar Chase, but we'll see. I still feel like offensive tackle. I mean, look at Joe Burrow, man, had to completely redo his knee. But when he got a special talent like Jamar Chase, they got a great connection. You got to bring him in. That's what they did. I'm totally for it. That's fine. I like the draft. B+ is great. Cincinnati fans, I'm really cheering you on. I hope you guys are best. I never minded the Bengals. Ever minded the Bengals. Ever.
We'll find out who Zach Taylor is one of these days.
Yeah, I know. We really got to do our research one day. Maybe I'll do an interview with us. He's a nobody anyway, so why not? We'll just have
It's hard to get him on.
Yep, I don't think anyone else is really driving him crazy to do an interview, so we'll probably be more than happy. All right, that's all from us from Top Notch Sports. We'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are.
Felt better.
See you guys soon. Peace.